here. Are we live on your? We good? Oh no,
yeah.
here we go. We gotta press live on here too. Okay, we're just setting up.
I got you.
Wait a minute, what's
This is
we on
yours.
with that one?
So we're bringing them in a little bit more because everything is pizza shop, rug and ceiling.
Is
Well, I
this
can-
live yet? I think this
No.
is live, but we are live in the other.
This isn't, nothing's happening there,
Okay.
but then
So-
this one's filming.
This one.
Yeah, we just need
This is my
everybody-
Instagram.
Yeah,
You gotta
this
be
is
able
a
to see
different.
it.
Yeah, this is a different.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, if you like that.
No, it's just because it's it was completely cutting me out, and this is my page. So they'll be like, "Who is this?" They'll be
Okay.
like, "I don't know what
Well,
this
so you need
is."
the wide shot on that,
All right.
and you
hold
need
on one
vertical.
sec. Let's make
So
sure
this
we're
one, can you
live.
move more?
Okay, we're on that page. This is a okay. She's on Pittsburgh stream. What? Okay. Hold on a second. All right. And
So- 'cause
someone
this
you
one
could,
gets everyone
guys, you
with
could
the
start
horizontal.
talking because we are live right now. So anybody want to start off?
All right, we're gonna start.
So how about we talk
Yeah.
about fun behind the scenes of
Yeah.
production and
Yeah,
how.
this is behind the scenes. This is what happens.
Okay, so wait a minute. We've got it. Let me see
Who's
what
who's behind
this
this?
is.
Let's get a better shot here,
Yeah.
everyone.
Okay,
Go ahead.
this one also. Look, you're gonna
It's not
cut me and
always
Christina out,
pretty.
Oh,
It's not.
and
Christina.
it's my
No,
documentary.
no, no, okay,
So this
wait,
is
wait, wait.
filming.
Wait, so what about this one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Who's in that one?
Can't get this to the page right now.
Tuba's gonna be in that one. So this one has to show Christina.
Right, right.
And then all of you. So
Okay,
that
guys.
shows everybody here.
Got it. But like, I would just say, like, can we take some of the ceiling out?
Okay, we're gonna lose our audience.
Because
if
then no
we-
one's there, right?
Okay,
Okay,
let's
okay,
take that.
everybody.
Okay, Everybody's gonna want us. Oh, I'm okay. I'm good here.
So welcome to live prep of BTS behind the scenes of Christina Rose production.
And Wendy, Amy Porter.
So-
Okay, this is take like 3. So I'm gonna bring this in.
Yay.
Okay.
Oh, that's
This is, you guys are behind the scenes. This is filming for a documentary, Top 100 Women in Power, Wendy Amy Porter. We're also on her Instagram, and our event is coming up in Hollywood. So join us. We're going to have some real in-depth conversations. And I thank you so much for your patience because we're setting up, and this is what happens right in real Hollywood. They have to do different takes. They have technical problems. So, but we're going to get started. So hang in. We're live in a bunch of places right now. And yes, we're going to get the conversation
Yeah, you're
rolling.
gonna be able
Turn it
to
over
say, hey,
to
I
Wendy.
watched it when it was messy, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, ladies, hello, everybody. So for those of you who are new to us, my name is Wendy Amy Porter. I'm the soul and sass behind Crown for Success and Boss Ladies Mindset and the Top 100 Women in Power. This is our documentary for Top 100 Women in Power. And I have Christina Rowe with me, and we collaborated to do an incredible event in Hollywood on November 12th, 13th, and 14th. So if you'd like to join us for that event, make sure you send us a message. You can DM me here on Instagram, hey ladies, or you can DM Christina over on Facebook, right? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna go around, everybody's gonna introduce themselves. So then that way the audience can get to know you better and I can get to know you better. We'll start. Tuba, do you wanna start or do you wanna sit first?
I'm gonna just fix this first.
Tuba's working behind the
Why don't we
scenes.
start with Anne?
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead, Ann.
My name is Ann Landstrom, and I am the founder of Crown AI, a academy for women 40 plus.
Thank you, Anne.
I'm Alexia Mihalicianos. I have all the letters of the alphabet in my name, actually, Alex for short. I'm a global empowerment consultant. I've created a community for success seekers, entrepreneurs, and solopreneurs and career professionals who want to become self-employed. And it's a biblically aligned mastermind networking and referral mastermind community. And I also am a real estate consultant in San Diego, so I teach people how to build wealth through real estate.
I love that.
Aloha, I'm Coach Deb, otherwise known as Coach Deb, and these days Deb Cole, and I'm the founder of AI Chillify. We actually just shut down our original production company because AI is taking over, and we are teaching business owners how to take advantage of all the apps, the tools, the systems, build their own AI machines so that they can get to work while we chill in Tahiti.
Yes.
My name is Becky Robbins, and I'm actually a client of Deb's. gratefully so. And I have a couple claims to fame. I created a global empire long ago, and I used to be in medicine before that, business after that. And now I'm creating some events called the Ageless Freedom Events. Who doesn't want to be free and ageless, right? And so we're doing that. Those start next year. We're doing 4 of those a year. I'm also have a show coming up on television and YouTube called The Art of Art. And I just love empowering women and men too, and the world. All about humanity right now.
Love that. So ladies doing big things here. Tuba, go ahead.
Yes, hello everyone. So we're San Diego people, right? So we were dying for today to happen, and I am helping a lot of, like, not just women, but a lot of people, bringing in and helping other people with 100K masterminds. So I build masterminds for high-level entrepreneurs. But why we're here is that this is the exact thing that I'm telling you. No offense for the AI people, but I think human touch is the most scarce product in the world of AI. So I want all these people to teach AI, do all that, and then we as women, we connect. This is it, right? Like, we're here together talking, and like all the stuff that's happening behind the scenes, I want people to know that the importance is that the human connection is still there. And you're gonna find out in a second, like, Wendy is gonna roast us, right, with questions. And this is where no AI can touch, or like, I know everybody's talking about a recession, like a lot of bad things happening, but you see what you want to see, and we all believe that the world is going to just be a better place. But we are, like, this is our duty. Like, we have to help other people. We have to help more people and impact more people and create that ripple effect. And the only way it's going to happen is if we all get together, whether it's behind your computers or like this. We just have to stick together as women, as humanity, like you said, Becky, you said it so well. So thank you for joining us. I hope you stick with us because it's going to be fun.
Yes, it's going to be lots of fun. Just a warning, it will be kind of like Red Table Talk, FYI. So I'll be asking a bunch of questions. I'll also be participating in answering those questions as well. So we're going to be here for probably about an hour and a half answering questions and getting juicy. So it's about to get juicy, ladies. Make sure you stay till the end. Don't go anywhere because we've got a lot to talk about. Okay, so every woman in this room has carried something she didn't feel safe to say out loud. Okay, so let's start there. What's one truth of being a woman in business, leadership, or just in life that nobody warned you about?
I know the answer.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Anybody can go. This is for anyone to go. Anyone can go.
So when I was looking to see what degree I was going to study for in the university, at first I thought a dermatologist. Well, originally I wanted to be in the entertainment business, but I did some commercials, I did some beauty contests, I did some modeling, this and that. And I quickly realized that that world didn't have the values that I wanted at the time. So I thought, well, you know what? Everybody said to me, you must go to university. So I thought, well, maybe I'll do something serious, like be a dermatologist, because dermatologists, you have beautiful skin, and it was all about beauty at the time. Anyhow, I thought, well, that was way too many years. So what's the fastest way that I can get through university with the least and make the most amount of money and the least amount of time? So I chose computer science because a math teacher said to me, if you study math, you will always have a job because math makes the world go round. So I studied computer science and I found a job as a software engineer. And quickly I learned I was playing as a girl in a man's world. And the boys didn't like me to play with them. And I would bring up ideas and they would never ever acknowledge them. And later they would bring up that same idea that I brought up. And they would claim it as their own.
Oh,
Can we
that's
just
not
talk about
any
that,
of
Christina?
Yes,
No,
that's
sarcasm.
terrible. Right?
Right,
It's like, yes,
yeah.
and this is so common. I don't know if anybody watching has had that happen to them, and like just the men, but like as women, like even when you're a little girl, like I remember raising my hands in class and saying something and the teacher was like, oh, you're being sarcastic. I didn't even know what that meant. I had to look it up. in the dictionary, because I didn't know it, and I was just answering the question, but if the boys were answering the hand, they were, it's like, shut up, little girl, be
Yeah.
quiet.
So a wise person taught me that you must come up with a word like Shazam or something. And every time someone presents an idea as theirs, that it was your own, you just say that word in the meeting. And eventually people will begin to associate that word with you every time someone comes
Oh,
with,
wow.
with an idea. And you can slowly guide the conversation to make them realize it was actually your idea to begin with.
Brilliant.
But just the
So-
fact that you have to do
Mhm.
all that work
Uh-huh.
where they don't,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like, why do you have to come up with the keyword and all that,
Mhm.
whereas they just speak and they do things? I mean, this is happening a lot. The glass ceiling is real, but also, like, I think we were talking about, like, even in our, like, childhood, I think we were taught to be nice and pretty and quiet, and like we had to have more manners, and I think that reflected. That's why people, like, women speakers are like so afraid. Like, you don't want to come out, you don't want to be seen, you don't want to be visible. There's just so much layers of insecurities and everything in our childhoods that were told us to do. I think that's what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Well, that actually touches on my next question.
Go ahead.
So when did you realize that success came with silence attached to it?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
That's an interesting, you mean silence?
Silence,
be
like,
quiet.
be quiet, sit down, look pretty. You're not supposed to be that successful.
I can answer
You
that.
can answer
Yeah.
that.
Go for it.
Let's hear it.
Well, in the beginning of my tenure at the global company that I co-created, I was told in a circumstance where everybody could see and was listening, which is a must never for me, to be criticized in public in front of other people. Like, I tell my kids that and stuff. But I was told, like, his job was from the front of the room and my job was everything else. And I was in the beginning. And so today, if someone said that today, I would be long gone. But what I felt in that moment, since I couldn't escape, I just felt like, you know what? Okay, well, watch me. And it proved that to be good for me at that time. But I also was told as a little kid, like, little girls are to be seen and not heard. Like what you just said to them. Seen and not heard. I mean,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was married to a narcissist for 23 years, so I know how to stay silent. I called myself an introvert for a very long time, but I realized that I don't think I'm even introvert. I think I just learned to stay silent, to keep the peace, and to also not ruffle his feathers or hurt his ego or make him feel emasculated in some kind of way by my success. And so I had to kind of dim my own light and silence my voice until about 5 years ago. I decided enough. Like, I was not going to be able to elevate. I've been in business for 10 years and I was stuck. And I felt like I was never going to be able to elevate from there because I was so worried about what he would think about my success and trying to not emasculate him and make him comfortable that I stayed small so he could stay big. And so I got a divorce.
They got your powers, right?
Join the club.
Right? Yeah.
You too. High five for divorces.
Yeah, for divorcees, right? It's when you come out of you pick up your power. It's such an interesting question. Like, I don't know if it's so much the silence, but when I was a little girl, got to dinner, my late father, I'd order lobster tail, shrimp cocktail, and I was like 7, and my dad would laugh, and he would go, "You better marry a rich man someday." So like that wasn't silence, but it was like the message that you can't make money on your own. You better marry. And that was the culture at the time. But I think back at that, how disempowering that was to say. He wouldn't have said that to my brother, like, "You better marry a rich woman." He was ordering the stuff, right? But how many of us have gotten messages like that too from our parents, right? Just the same thing, like, it's expected, marry someone with money. You not go make the money
Expensive
yourself.
taste. Or
Yeah.
even the shame or the little you have expensive taste.
Yeah.
Like, you're not
Oh my God,
afforded.
yes.
This is my taste. This is what I like.
Well, yeah, yeah.
All of a sudden there's like, oh, that's bad. Like, all of a sudden you're just in this.
champagne
should I
tastes on
not-
a beer budget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like, should I have wanted something different? Yeah. Like, should I have asked for a beer? I obviously.
Yeah, all the time.
Not a
Yeah,
kid,
like you say,
but maybe.
Right, how many people,
Maybe.
yeah, you go out on a date,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
you don't feel like ordering, you're looking at the price, like, because you know the guy's gonna pay, and you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't order that, right? Or, right?
Yeah.
People have done that too,
Yeah.
women have done that, like, not feeling in your power to just get whatever you want.
Well, it's
See, I
not for
didn't
yourself.
have that. I grew up, my two best friends were boys. The one thing about the boys, though, growing up, one of the mothers would pick us up and go to school. Another mother would pick me up and take me to ballet. Another mother would pick up the boys, take them to karate. But in between, all three of us would be in the car as we were being driven here and there. And I would share my sandwich with the boys, and they would never share theirs with me. So I grew up being tough with boys, and it didn't bother me. So when I became a software engineer and I went into the man's world, the one thing that I was surprised about was that the software engineering world was very volatile. And I learned, even till today, I've got friends who are being laid off. I learned that there is no job security. But one thing that happened was that very first layoff, I was shocked. I didn't expect it. And on my way out, my manager said to me, "You're never going to make it as a software engineer." And it didn't faze me, and it didn't faze me that I was a girl in the man's world, because I didn't have that limiting belief, so it never bothered me. Towards the end of that career, as I became a software architect, I was mentoring engineers at his level and above, and I was being paid to travel around the country to big companies like Verizon, Mass Mutual, all the different companies. And I was training men at his level and above. So it never stopped me, because I never had that limiting belief.
Right.
But they tried to.
But I think it comes with friends too. It's almost like the more successful and driven you are, and if your friends are not like that, it's like the crab
Yes.
in the bucket, right?
Mhm.
So you kind of learn, okay, I can't talk about certain things in my friends group because that's going to make them feel bad or feel a certain way. So I think,
It's gonna trigger that.
right? And
Yeah.
Or they may not understand you. They may not be at that level, and you cannot have those conversations, and you
Right.
end up feeling isolated and alone.
so you kind of start putting your friends in different pockets. Like, I know I can talk this way with this one, and this one is where I talk, where I want to go with my life and business. And here is more, what are we having for happy hour on Friday?
Right,
Right.
exactly, right, yeah. It's interesting, we diminish ourselves.
Yeah.
I was never on the surface type of
But it all
person, so it's
goes
very
into the
difficult to live.
entrepreneurship, or like whatever happening, like in what happened with you in that company, our personal relationships. It actually reflects on how we actually run our companies. Now that we're all like running our own companies, and we have like the entrepreneurship, but all that baggage comes with you, and it affects how you treat your employees, right? Like, and it affects how you are communicating with your clients. When you have an objection from a client, like you can't handle it because of all those insecurities like piled up. To me, like that question is so loaded, Wendy. Like it really, you have, like literally we all have to go through like a lot of like trauma therapy so that we can actually have healthy client relationships and healthy relationships with ourselves to start with. So that's just a
Absolutely.
wonderful thing to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about our worth, our self-worth, not like the fluffy version, but the real raw version, the kind that decides what you charge, who we love, and what you tolerate and what you don't tolerate. So when was the first time that you learned to shrink yourself in your life? Like, we've all done it. So when did you learn to start shrinking yourself to not be too much of something to someone or to something? Like, when did you start shrinking yourself? At what point? And how did you get out of that? How did you reverse that? How did you shift that mindset?
I think, well, I'm like the worst person to answer that question, because that's something I think like you. So I grew up in another country, in another culture. And the way I grew up, and I was lucky because of the way I was raised by a very entrepreneur, like Brian's father. So I didn't have all those like, things in the back end. But also when I came here, the first, like when I started the whole coaching thing, the first coaching session I did, I charged for $5,000. And then I'm thinking, it's not even enough because of the results that I was providing. And then at the time, I did not know any other coaches in here or like in the States. And then the conversation started, and I found that I was telling you, I had all these people, like they would have an online course, then they would have hard time selling it for $197. I'm gonna just tell the story I gave you. I want to ask actually everyone, like later on, we'll check the chat. Tell me if you have a 197, 297 courses. We're going to have a conversation with you. So like, I had this person, like, she's amazing. And I said, with that course, how much money are you saying? It was about taxes. She said, oh, like they say like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And she was having hard time raising that from 197 to 297. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, again, because of, we don't know, we associate what we feel as like our self-worth with the products that we have. We need to start like separating it. Like what you do, you may not be that person. You may not have millions. You may not have any of that, but the results that you're giving to that client, what's it worth to them? What is the perceived value versus you're attaching everything to yourself and they don't even care about you. I'm sorry, but like we think we're so important. I mean,
Yeah.
we are, but you know what I mean. Sorry, the self-worth stuff. All I'm saying is that that baggage with the self-worth affects our income directly, like literally. So we need to first find out and like detach ourselves with the value and also like work on ourselves. Like, I'm just gonna get a little vulnerable, but like I ended a friendship that I had for like over 25 years because I did not realize that was like eating me. It was toxic, but I didn't see that. I thought I would, I'm like so type 2, right? So I did that, and I'm like, finally, I literally like woke up, and then it's hard to end relationships, but that detaching really helped me a lot, and I think it helped her too. Like I think that we need to learn that and kind of somehow maybe heal ourselves and find our tribe. Like you said, right? There's 2 different containers. As entrepreneurs, your regular friends will never understand you, especially the ones like they're now working, maybe they have a husband providing whatever. They'll never understand the stuff that we're going through. I'm sorry, like it doesn't matter where they are. So I think that we need to have 2 separate containers. Here we have our friends, we love them, that's in our heart, and then we have other friends like this, right? Like we have our own tribe who actually understands. When you geek out, they understand. And I think, remember I said I'm so grateful for today. So we had all these things that are happening, and I have these people like really understanding what I'm going through, and then they're saying it's okay. And when you hear that from another person, immediately you're like, when you're feeling really bad and your self-worth all the way like goes down, and then now you're up. So you need other people like you who can lift you up and support you while you're healing from that whole self-worth thing that you have to work on probably all your life.
Right. Yeah, and it shows up in a lot of different ways. So Deb, we haven't heard from you at all.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
hear you
I
guys,
wanna hear.
because I really want to hear both of you, what your opinions on self-worth.
Well,
are.
and it's funny because I was just literally thinking to throw the conversation to you, Christina, because this is what we were just talking about as far as getting high-powered women together that have achieved a level. So as you're talking and, the question of self-worth and you brought up that, well, I was actually higher price. And I'm like, I bet you every woman here is probably at the top tier. Am I right? Like you charge more than your average. I know you do.
Yeah, we
Right. So I think that's an interesting conversation of who your peers, who you choose to have your peers, right? We all know the 5 closest people that are around you are going to be directly related to your income or your worth or whatever. So I think that what you shared as far as who deciding and making a conscious choice and then evolving, it's okay. It's like, okay, this group was good for this season, and then there's another for this season, and that's why you and I joined, the board of experts many years ago. And we connected because I was like, no, they're all men on the stage, and I was like, no.
Yes, you were great
Oh
about
my
that.
God.
I was fuming. I was like,
Yeah.
Christina should be teaching this about Facebook group. She grew a 1 million person strong group, right? So I'm like, Christina, you have to be here. And I introduced her to Onyx and Gone. He's like, yeah, absolutely. And he brought her on stage, I think the next time. But so I think that's, we as women go, all right, let's be aware of this, bring each other up, and then refer the people. So I think every time I'm in contact with you, and we were all on a Zoom,